Hi Ryerson, welcome to today's webcast. With me I have Alex Ferworn, and he's the Graduate Program Director of the Department of Computer Science. Now Alex is representing Ryerson and all of Canada in the Euraxis Science Slam in Washington. So he's over there Tuesday, and Ryersonian did a piece about him and his robot, and he combines robots with dogs to more efficiently perform rescue,
yep.
I guess you could say.
Yep.
So thank you for joining us today, Alex.
Thank you, Kim.
Firstly, I have to know, how did the competition go?
5 competitors. Everybody else was from the United States. I was the only Canadian. So I was happy that there was a judge there from the Canadian Embassy who was actually rooting for us. He was the most amazing guy. I don't know who it was, actually. But the other competitors were actually Europeans that were working in the United States as researchers. So they did their slamming, and I did my dog and robot show.
And what did you place?
Placed second. So we were number 1 with the panel, but they had this iffy call-in part where you would actually vote by cell phone. So 15 people in the audience voted, and but the winner won by a huge quantity. So I don't know what that was, but we didn't win. So
that's all right, though. Second is really still something.
With a bullet, if the world exploded and she was gone, I'd be it.
I understand you brought a guest with you today.
I did. I would have brought the dog, except that we had a dog on campus from the Ontario Provincial Police. That was our primary dog, Dare, and his handler. They weren't available today. However, the dog we used in Virginia, which is where the dog is from, was from Virginia Task Force 1. And we had a very excellent handler, Chris Holmes, who also didn't want to come to Toronto from Washington. So there's no dog. But I bought the robot. So what I'd like to do is demonstrate it.
Absolutely.
So we have a series of pieces of technology. The first is this thing, which it has a harness made by Lucia Delignese. This is actually not the current version of it, because we had huge technical failures all over the place. But this is the one that survived. So she's in the School of Fashion here with an FCAD. So this is multidisciplinary research. The device on top is called the CRDS, or Canine Remote Deployment System, which is actually designed by Devin Ostrom in the mechanical engineering in FEAS, and I'm just the guy who uses it all. So I need the dog, but I don't have a dog, so can I use your arm?
Absolutely.
Right. So the dog would normally be wearing that, and we have this component, and we have a robot that will actually drop off from it, but we need to hold the robot in something, and the something we hold it in is actually a bag. And you'll see what actually happens if you can imagine the dog is the bag swings under the dog. Thus, the bag is called the underdog. So right now that's armed. So there's a switch on it that lets it all go. And if this works on live TV, oh, I didn't arm it. Hold on, wrong place. The problems with going live and working with dogs and children. Yeah, armed. All right.
There we go.
One more. And all right, so here we go.
Wow.
So the robot drops off, and it will drive right off the table.
And how long does the battery last for in the robot?
The robot itself will last for 2 or 3 hours, which is actually insufficient. So we made this as a trial, because what would happen is the dog might find you, and if you're buried under rubble, you're probably not very happy. And you're really happy when the dog comes, except the dog goes back, and then you're not happy again. So we leave the robot behind. So it really needs a linger time of a day or so, because sometimes it takes a long time to actually rescue someone from a rubble pile. So we want to give them that sense of comfort, plus monitor what's going around. If there's anything shifting, that can be quite dangerous for somebody. So the intent is that we leave a sensor behind, and we have communication so we can actually talk to the victim, which provides a sense of comfort. There's a lot of post-traumatic stress that happens when you're caught under rubble.
Perfect. And any next steps for DAX and the dog?
Yeah, this is a continuing research project, so we've been doing this since about 2005. But so the next steps are to actually try and commercialize it. So we actually have a patent. Ryerson holds a patent with this technology, and we're the only ones in the world who do it. And in fact, when the handler had never used this before, So when I showed it to him, he was quite impressed with it. So they could use one right away. And he was quite upset that we didn't win, actually. So what he did, he went out to his truck and he doesn't have anything. So he's an EMS fella, so he's a med tech by training. And so he grabbed the first thing he found, which was this blanket. And we have several of these blankets now. So District of Columbia Fire and EMS blanket. So it's a fire retardant, water wicking, extremely amazing blanket that you can't actually purchase. And he said, "You've got to give this to your dean." So Imogen Co. will receive this blanket.
Wonderful. We are out of time, but I thank you so much, Alex, for coming on, and I wish you good luck with the project.
Thank you very much, Kim.
For Ryersonian Webcasts, I'm Kim Brown.